Yo, 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 yo. Man, we're in the building. We're in the building. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Lions Den. What up, though? Listen, if this is your first time on, we focus on all things leadership, growth, and development with the call to action, right? From the household to out in the community. That's what we do. So if you're seeing this beautiful face, this one, now I don't know what that is over there, but if you're seeing this beautiful face, make sure you hit the share button, subscribe, and all that. Let everybody know that you in the building. What's up, bro? How you feel?
Bro, feel good, man. I got to witness two things that you know what I'm saying, I felt like was impactful to the what they call the culture.
Okay.
Right? First
What's
one,
that?
I went to the Monica and Brandy concert.
Okay. How was it?
I really thought that never would really happen for some reason, right?
Okay.
It was really good, man, because you know they always had beef.
Now, was it real beef or was it just
yeah, they put
drama?
hands on each other in the past, man. But the thing is, they explained during the concert that that the beef was kind of manufactured by grown-ups. You remember they came into the game at 15 years old.
That's right.
We kind of immediately pitted them against each other when their styles is just entirely different anyway. You know what I mean? But so that was the one thing that I saw. Then the Cash Money No Limit versus.
Man, I bet you just felt like a kid in a candy store.
Come on, man. Come on,
bro. Did you have your old fatigues and your
I did wear my Army fatigue shorts, and I went out in those things, man.
I hope you didn't. But how was it though? I didn't even see it. What was it?
No limit. Mop the floor with them boys, man.
Really?
Yeah, I think No Limit came way more prepared, man. They was really, you know, Birdman. Birdman is Birdman.
Look, he didn't start dozing off, did he? You know he do the nod off.
Right? He should have dozed off, man. But anyway, you know what I mean? I really thought we would never see that either, considering the history between them two organizations, those two papers and whatnot. But it was good, man. It was a good versus. Cut short to me, but Snoop Dogg even came out on there.
Okay.
Snoop Dogg's on The Voice now, so he got a lot to risk doing stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you. Well, that's what's up, man. Glad that there was
How was your weekend, man? What you do?
Man, busy, bro. Busy, man. So we had a Halloween party at the VFW, which was nice, man. So got it in with them. And then on Saturday, man, had this health event down at the Plex, man, for the foundation. So it was nice, man, just getting the community engaged and, getting checkups or whatnot. And also was super dope. We worked with this barber college, man, gave people tighten up hairlines and, and everything there. So it was super dope, man. Super dope. But something else, man, I know a lot of people aren't really tracking right now, but just transitioning to today's conversation, man. I'm also a substitute teacher, right, at a middle school in East St. Louis, and so I love it, man. So shout out to all the students out there that seeing Mr. Miller doing other things, right? But special shout out though to the administration. You know what I'm talking about? The teachers and everything, because it is a thankless job. I tell you that much, right? And so it's just super dope. But had the great opportunity. Huh?
I heard you had them singing like Fair East Side or something like that.
No, bro.
You had your trouble troop on your trouble student up on the roof.
The troop asked him if you smoke crack.
Crack, don't you?
Smoke crack. No, bro. Hey, you know what, man? It's so weird because it's like, so Simone, she's 14, and so I'm surrounded by students that's a little bit younger than her, but I'm seeing her in a way, and I'm like, what? And do the little things to try to see if they can get to you, right? And also too, for those of y'all that know, I didn't know that this was still a thing, right? I thought it was kind of old. And so I say, hey, I'm doing attendance. Yo, what grade is this? I said, and I said, what grade is this? Is this 6th or 7th? They said, and everybody was like 6, 7, 6. I'm like, what is this? 6? Look, right?
And so what that mean, really, man?
Bro, look, I almost need a high school, middle school dictionary to understand these terms and all of this skibbity bop and all this mess. I'm like, what? You dig? It's ridiculous. But outside of all that, y'all, look, really want to go into this conversation, y'all. This is gonna be super, super dope. So today, y'all, we're highlighting especially another administrator. Well, she's a librarian, but not just that. Okay, not just that for the middle school, y'all. She's Coach MyKeia Thompson, right? Oh, Thomas, excuse me. So she's the founder of the Clair County Volleyball Club. All right. She's a true force of good, empowering young ladies ages 7 to 18 through a powerful combination of athletics, mentorship, and personal growth. As SCCVBC approaches its 10th year. Yo, first of all, shout out to this, though. 10 years, y'all, 10 years anniversary. You're here, the inspiring story of how our vision and building the next generation of leaders, how they get down, yo. So I want y'all to give her a nice round of applause. Get her in the building. Yeah.
Hey, y'all.
What's going on? Look, hey, all right.
What's good?
Let's get it. Let's get it. So we got our supporters
I see my
out there,
people in the comment section. Yes. Hey, y'all.
Yeah. Yes. Let's light it up. So what's going on, ma'am? Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm super excited to be here. I am always excited to be able to share my story. As you know, there are just not enough people that know the work that goes on and the work that's being done in the dark. And so I am grateful for this opportunity to shed some light on what I do.
Right on. Right on. Hit it off, Herm.
All right. So the first thing I want to come with, I want to get a little bit into your background, right? And so my first question is, how did your personal background experiences really shape your passion for what you're doing now?
So it's a funny story. I was emceeing last night and I told them that initially I wanted to just marry Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, be married and be on a beach sipping Mai Tais. I had no initial desire to be in a school system, to be dealing with folks' kids. That was not my initial desire. But I started work at Sprint a long time ago. And in that process, I learned something about myself that would help me work with people. And it was from my boss, John Mounier, and he told me that people had issues or problems already and not to take things personal. I didn't know that would immerse me into the culture and prepare me to deal with students who had issues already and needed a listening ear and someone to be there for them. I didn't know that volunteering my time in the volleyball program, just being a personal trainer initially, would lead me on this path, but that's exactly what it did. And so through my personal experiences of personal training, of playing volleyball, of showing up in the hot gym in East St. Louis, making that sacrifice, it led me to become the head coach at East St. Louis Senior High and eventually developing and owning my own club.
Nice.
Super dope. Super dope. I love that. I love that. So again, shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now. What you say, Herm?
I said for real.
Oh yeah. And let's go back for a minute. Your mind, you was getting ready to marry The Rock. Like that was your goal. Like
I think high. I don't believe in setting bars low for myself.
It's not anybody.
You need to dream big.
Yeah.
I had set a goal. That was the goal. However, God redirected my path. Here we are.
Thank goodness.
I'm just kidding.
Anyway, so listen. All right, so let's go into this, right? So starting a nonprofit from the ground up, right? It comes with its own challenges, like you know. So what are some of the biggest hurdles that you faced in your early days of East St. Louis, right? As far as getting everything off the ground, and how did you overcome those barriers?
So I'm gonna tell you something.
To build your momentum, essentially.
I have this quote that I've always said that when you step out on faith, you'll land on promise. So it just so happened that the girls that I started coaching when I first became head coach had made it to their senior year, and we ended up on strike. And in that moment, I had been coaching club for other people, and I noticed a trend of families that were not being presented because it was not affordable. And the strike came, and even though it broke my heart that we could not complete our season, God told me to start a new thing, and it was Clair County Volleyball Club. I didn't have a bank account. I didn't have a business name. It was just an idea and a seed planted, and I launched it. And the moment that I launched that I was going to be opening a club, 17 girls came out. There were more that came out and tried out. Some couldn't afford it, but 17 girls were the initial founding members of Clair County Volleyball Club. We started with a freshman team and a 17s team. We were able to pay to use East St. Louis Senior High. We were able to practice in the gym. I had to learn as I went. I knew nothing about starting a nonprofit. I didn't know anything about what you do with taxes and how to develop things. But I knew that it was a goal and a vision that God gave me, and I knew that everything would be added to it. And so my best friend, Devin, she sat me down with somebody who was able to get our 501c3 in like 5 months or less. We were already approved. From there, we got the ball rolling. And because I don't just do business, I pay attention to business. I saw some of the blueprints from the other organizations that I had worked in because I had worked with them for 5 years. So I had the concept of what needed to be done in the business. I just needed help working on the business.
See, love that.
And your camp has been going for 10 years now, correct?
Yeah, so we launched the club in 2015, and then I started the boot camp in 2021.
Okay. What is your best success story for your camp that let you know that you were doing the right thing? What was that moment for you? Like, you know what? This really truly is my calling.
To ask me to do one is insane because
No,
I put a kid on
the first one. Yeah, the first one.
I put a kid on the plane for the first time because we were able to fly to Florida. I helped a kid who was pre-diabetic be moved away from that. I helped a kid who was addicted to soda get away from that. And so there were so many things that happened from me forming the camp that showed me that the camp was not just inspiring, but it was important. Giving girls confidence, girls who started to advocate for themselves is one of the many success stories. Girls who've gone off to college is another one of my success stories. So even though I know your requirement was one, there is not one that stuck out more than the other because those girls are so special to me that I treat each individual success as a major success.
Okay.
See, no, that makes sense. No, we love that. And look, again, shout out to everybody that's tuning in. What's going on, bro? I see you. Hey, mom, I see you out there getting it in. Hey, everybody. Hey, so look, we do appreciate all of this support. Make sure that you're sharing this and letting individuals know that you are that you're here and getting this good message. So from 2 teams to a multi-branch organization across Illinois, right, and in Missouri. And the growth of your of your club is outstanding, right? So how did you strategically expand, if that makes sense, to the other areas like Belleville or Collinsville while maintaining your core of your culture for your club?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's always been the people. God has always brought someone to the club who wanted to align with the vision, who said, hey, I have this resource for you. Hey, I have this resource for you. And so one of the parents that was in the club got me the Collinsville location. I was driving down the street and I was on the phone with a parent in the middle of looking for another facility. And my mom said, and this was when I was transitioning out of East St. Louis to Belleville. My mom said, you should put your name on the paper just in case, you need to secure a spot. And I said, Mom, I don't serve a just in case God. He told me that we're leaving East St. Louis and that we need to be centrally located in Belleville to expand the business. So I was very intentional first about adhering to what God said. And so the parent, I asked her, he said, ask this parent where her kid used to play. And she gave me 2 locations. And the location that she said second was the one we drove to immediately. And when we got to that location, the only person there was the building manager. And from there, we were able to help that building expand from the 2 courts they offered to 4. So it's just always been people and me adhering to the Holy Spirit to ensure that I do what I am supposed to do. I invest money. I've done ads. I've put in stuff in the newspaper. I was on TV with a program with Spectrum because I won an award. So they gave me $15,000 to run an ad. They did that for me a couple of years ago because AT&T saw my camp. Very strategic. I submitted some information. They put me all over their social media, all over their website, and I was their, one of their Black Future Maker award winners. So making sure that I show up, making sure that I adhere, and making sure that I do what I'm supposed to do consistently and not be afraid to do what I'm supposed to do has landed me in some very good places.
Hey, so look, Herm, check this out, man. Look, I had the opportunity, man, to hear a message on purpose, right? Knowing your purpose and moving in that. Now, how important do you think that is? And also, too, for for our listeners out there, how important is it for you to move in the direction of your purpose? What say you, Herm?
for me, how I know that I'm moving, you said, how do I know if I'm moving in my purpose?
Correct.
When I look in the mirror at the end of the day and I feel fulfilled what I did, you know what I mean? Like if I feel like, you know what, it ain't about the money, you know what I mean? It ain't about, you know, any kind of accolades. It's a feeling down in my soul, like, you know what, I made a difference for somebody today.
It is.
You know what I mean? We go back to what we talked about, turning down that job that was going to be significantly more money, but it wasn't going to serve the community the way that I'm and got accustomed to serving the community in the job I'm currently in. So I turned it down, you know what I mean, knowing that it could have been better, more lucrative, but I'm not going to be walking in my purpose.
See, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, what you got for?
So for me, like, so this is a volleyball camp, get that, but I, you know, listening to some of your success stories, I feel like you offer a little bit more than that. Well, a whole lot more than that. So my question is for you, what if I'm trusting my child into your camp, how should I expect my child to come back to me? What are the key lessons they're going to learn in your camp?
You know, I really love that question because it's actually the vision and the mission just enfolded in. You're going to get impact. I don't just coach volleyball. I use volleyball as the vehicle to get access to the girls who are assigned to me for specific things. Some need confidence. Some need health improvements. Some need academic things, like some need prayer, some need strategies. There are people who come from me from all different walks of life. And I don't want to get too grim, but they come from different backgrounds. And so I have been gifted to be able to see each kid. I don't coach a group, I coach a person. And each kid gets individual attention from me because I have to know what their spirit needs. There's a quote that the building administrator put in his email. It's like, how do you teach people you don't love? And that resonated with me because each kid needs a different version of me. And so I have to be able to pay attention. So what they're going to get from me is personalized coaching. I pay attention to body mechanics. I've had so many surgeries that I have a physical therapist who has taught me things to look out for and things to see. And so I'm able to see things in kids to be proactive before they get to the injuries, before they land on the surgery tables. So I'm working on things that you need physically. I'm working on things that you need mentally. You know, this is a time where mental health is the thing that rings the loudest. It's the alarm that has been going out and it's been sounding. And so we have to pay attention to that as coaches. And, you know, back in the day when you came to practice, the coach just expect you to hit the ground running, do what you're supposed to do or on the line. But now kids are coming in and they're carrying something. Something happened at home. And we have an expectation that you just need to do what you're told right now. So we have to teach them how to navigate life. And I do that. When you come through my door, I see you. I see your face. I see your expressions. I know when you're worried. I know when you're anxious. And these kids know they can't escape me. So when they look at me, they know I'm going to identify something. And the parents are going to get that from me. And it's not something that you can pay for. That's something that the oil offers.
No, I like that. No, that's super dope. I know that. So, hey, shout out Miss Young. How you doing now? Hey, so this is very, very useful information, important information. But from your perspective, why would you say that your club is imperative in this area? Okay. And I mean, seriously, as far as the Metro East community right now. What would you say? Can you hear me?
So yeah, I can hear you. It's imperative because it allows people to get access to something that statistically a lot of people are denied from. Like I told you when I first started, and you know, I come from a majority African-American community. When I started coaching club, and I was like, where are all of our girls? Like, where is the presence? Like, we have a platform that has now changed from putting in a skills tape and sending in a video. Like, coaches need to see you. They need to build relationship and rapport, and they need to make sure that when they sign a check that says that you play for them, that they're getting what they're paying for. And you don't get that unless you see the kid. And so when I noticed that the sticker price is $3,000 to $5,000, some $10,000 for travel teams, I'm like, oh, everybody can't afford that. So you got a kid who's super talented, has a lot of skill, is a hardworking athlete, but her mama don't have it. They may be on food stamps or dealing with some other type of financial insecurities or instabilities. And it's not just in the African American community, because poverty hits anybody. It doesn't have a face. It doesn't have a race. It just lands at your doorstep based on the cards that you've been dealt. And is that a reason why a kid should be denied an opportunity? I don't think so. And so when I opened my doors, I opened it with the initiative of receiving everybody that I could. And so doing fundraisers is a part of what we do. Taking donations and getting sponsorships for kids is a part of what we do, so that parents don't feel like my kid can't do anything extra because extra is not, the thing that our house can do.
Well said. Well said.
So I know you're probably getting a lot of support and positive feedback from the parents, but have the community leaders take notice in your program, and have they said anything to you about how they might be able to help you in the future?
And no, there's not one single community leader. And granted, I've been on the news several times. No community leader has ever reached out. No kudos, no wow, no incredible. The only person who has ever showed up is LaToya Greenwood. She used to be our Illinois state representative. She would come by, because we don't just do volleyball. We also do charitable donations. We do a toy drive for kids with chemo or kids dealing with cancer and dealing with chemo treatments. We do toy drives, and we give them toys for Christmas every year. I think the only year we missed was COVID. We used to sing Christmas carols with the seniors, because I want the kids to understand that giving back is paramount. I posted on social media. We put out the content. Parents know about it, but no one has ever said, this is great. Let me see how we can push this forward for her.
See, now, what you think about that, bro?
I think that
outside of it being out of line.
Yeah, it's out of line, you know what I mean? But a lot of times with community leaders, man, their heads be so tunnel vision, that they don't get to see everything, you know.
Right.
What I mean? But hopefully, they will be able. You will come across their table, because based off of the feedback and the comments that we're having, you do have a great and positive impact on these children just outside of sports. Yeah. And that's what you need in order for a community to be successful, is to be able to plant those kind of seeds with them. And I know, at least for my community, we look for stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Our community leaders look for stuff like that. And hopefully there's a way for your program to get in front of them, so you can get some real support behind that on the city or county level.
No, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, too, it's the reason why she's here. All right. It's the reason why we're having this show. It's the reason why we're having this conversation, because seriously, we need programs and clubs like this, right, to keep our youth engaged, right, to help them out in different ways than just academics, right? There's other things that are in line with having someone that is a true coach and to cultivate those leaders, right? So hit the share button, make sure you're tagging people and letting them know, hey, we have someone in the community, no kidding, that is truly getting in. So my next question is, if you can kind of quantify all of the things that you do, all right, what would you say one of the largest financial, expenses that you have to deal with as far as running the club, especially during the time frame that you do it?
It's operations. The cost of renting the facilities, depending on where we go, have always been, anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 a month. And unfortunately, those fees have to get passed to someone, and those are the clients. And that's one of the things that makes it difficult and challenging to serve as many people as possible, because we are underfunded in that area. If someone could help to alleviate the financial burden of the gym resource, that would help my clients, because I wouldn't have to pass that fee on. Traveling to tournaments for the travel teams, it's a burden for quite a few parents. And I'm going to tell you, since I've started this club, I've had more kids in my car than I've birthed. All right. I've had parents who've rang my phone or sent me a text message and said, Coach, I can't afford to go. I can send my child if you can take her, because sending the child means they don't have to take the entire fee of the cost. They don't have to put gas in the car or rent a vehicle. They don't have to take the whole burden of the hotel fee and the food. So instead of me paying $400 to $500 to be with my kid, I can send Coach MyKeia $250. And so I've rented SUVs several times and had 5 kids in my car because the parents trust me that much. I've had kids who've had to stay in the hotel with me and my mom, or I've allocated how they room together, and I've been responsible, been the mother. That's why Camp Mom is Camp Mom. It's not just Camp Mind Over Muscle. It's mom. I become mom. And I don't mind standing in the gap for the people that I care about, because when God sends you to SCC, you're a part of me. I hold myself accountable and responsible for the people that I serve. And so those are some of the burdens that we carry financially that just can't be eliminated, but they can be alleviated.
Mm.
Man, for your club, Coach, you know, I do, you know, just listening to your testimony, and again, everybody that's listening, I'm hoping that we're able to help folks know that it's important to donate and contribute to this cause right here. What are some other ways outside of, if people don't have monetary resources, what are some of the other ways you would like for people in your community to support the club?
So they can donate equipment. We always need equipment for STC because I don't send my parents, like all of them. Some of them train with me personally, but again, everybody can't afford that. So I also do training inside the facilities that we rent. So we buy kettlebells, we buy, bar weights, we buy resistance bands. So if you want to donate any type of exercise equipment, right now I'm looking for a treadmill because these kids are not running as fast as I need them to. So I need them on a treadmill at practice because we need that. Those are some things that you can do. If buying equipment is something that you can't do, then maybe you can offer to bring some cases of water because our kids are always thirsty, or Gatorade, or some granola bars. I mean, the little things help. They make an impact one way or the other.
And real quick, and people that's in the community that want to help the club, check with y'all's local gyms. There's a lot of times that they're donating.
I was just about to say that, yeah, because they in and out, new stuff.
When I was coaching football, I was getting stuff from local gyms to bring to the teams and whatnot. They're giving it away, So if I know Coach probably got a lot on her plate, so if there's people there locally that can stop by a gym, you might work out at a gym and ask them, hey, you guys got anything that y'all can donate, and let them know where it's going to. You might be surprised what you'd be able to come off with.
You know what, bro? I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow since I'm gonna go in. Well, I know you're gonna go and do Zumba, but I'm gonna go in and get it in. And so
I'm over here trying to be mature and everything, but don't let me start cutting up.
Listen, look, we know what you do in the morning. We know you get those leg warmers, okay? We know what you're trying to bring sexy back. But no, seriously, that's a good point, though, ladies and gentlemen. If you can give, right? And sometimes it's just asking the question. You never know what people are willing to do to support, especially in this effort. And then look, y'all, behind the scenes, she said that tryouts is going on. You know what I mean? It's happening. So she's still doing it, but I mean, she can't do it by herself. So if you do feel inclined to support these efforts, y'all, let's get it in. So look, here's something else though, because your mission is to provide equitable access, from girls that's underrepresented and all types of things, right? Low income backgrounds. So why is this so important? And that's one thing, but how do you ensure that every girl has the opportunity to thrive regardless of their circumstances?
I come out of pocket. I don't make excuses. I have been sacrificing for 10 years and I have never seen lack. Bible says I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor their seed begging for bread. And so even when I have to come out of my pocket to ensure that the bills are paid and the needs are met, the door will be open. I cannot afford, because you asked Herman the question about purpose, but I didn't get a chance to answer that. Purpose is impact attached to lives, not just mine. And if my door isn't open, someone doesn't get a chance to play. Someone doesn't get an opportunity to be ministered to. Someone's mental health doesn't get tapped into and checked on. Someone's health challenges goes unnoticed. Because as a parent, and if you are parents that are listening, you understand that life gets busy and sometimes you don't focus on everything that's going on. And there are some things that you miss, which is why a village surrounded by your child is crucial. Because I've had conversations with players that they may have never said to their mother or may have never said to their father. So even if I have to cut the check, and I don't want to cut the check, but I will cut it to ensure that the doors stay open, and I will pay whatever expenses are necessary.
Mm. You know how I know Coach is serious about her club, man?
Why is that?
We've been doing this for years, and I've never ran across somebody that was so ready for almost every question.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
Real talk.
I'm like, what's going on? Like, so ready, and just being able to think it through the way you have so far. Like, I want to throw a little monkey wrench and ask her a movie question or something, man, because ain't no way.
No, look, hey, bro, listen, look, hey, look,
favorite movie, damn it.
No,
it's in me. It ain't on me. It's in me. It ain't on me.
You heard what she said? Hey, but look, check this out. Look, when I met her last week, I'm like, okay. And I was asking her certain questions. I'm like, wait, she got it. You understand? She got it, but she needs some support. And it was jacking me up, the fact that she's been doing this for like 10 years and no one is like, and so again, purpose. If you're not, and ladies and gentlemen, check this out. If you don't feel led to not just support this, but to support individuals or even your own dreams, what are you really doing? If you truly think about it, right? Are you alive or are you existing? Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things that's going on right now in today's age. And obviously, right, this has been a crazy year and it's probably going to be more to come. But does that stop? Right? Does that stop your dream? Does that stop your purpose? And I say it shouldn't. So if that's the case, then how about you be a part of the change that you want to see? So as I met her or when I met her, we was having these conversations, man, bro, my mind just started going. I'm like, okay, cool, grants. So she needs to know this person. Hey, I'm saying, hey, do you know this person? No, I don't know. I'm like, wait, where you been? Right? But she's been grinding. Same thing. Like, so do you know how to do this? I don't got the time. I don't know how to do it. Like, wait. You see, and then check it out. We've had multiple people on the show. You get what I'm saying? Multiple people talking about the things that they do and all that. And shout out to every guest and all of our supporters. But it's like, when do we really lean in to helping give resources to other individuals without that level of reciprocity? Saying, well, look, I do, you know, what is it? The quid pro quo? You dig what I'm saying? I do this and you do this. Hey, how about this? I just do it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just do it because it's the thing is when you're a one person show, with the way it sounds like Coach is basically doing, like there's going to be a lot of information that she won't get because she's so busy right in the middle of the operation. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the day to day, she got a job, she got her own kids, she got her club. You know what I'm saying? All these things,
right?
And so, you know, the minute that she get to breathe, that's why, you know, all these people that are listening, watching, this is where we all come into play.
Correct.
Well, if we want to support it, like, hey, here's some information here, here's some information there. This is how we can help. You know what I mean? Because this is something, and her passion for these children, that leads to greater success for our communities.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
No, real talk. And you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna put it out there for everybody that's listening right now. Okay, no matter where you are, real talk. If you can hear my voice and you know somebody or something that can help on out, I challenge you to let us know. You know how to reach us, right? You know how to reach us, and then I know how to reach her. Even if you don't want to say, "Hey, look, I got this thing." We can make this happen for real together. And ultimately, that's the goal of the Lion's Den. You dig what I'm saying? Like that growth and development and leadership from the household to out in the community. We don't do this for just the aesthetics or just for the just to have conversations. Look, y'all can go somewhere else for that. And you know where to find it, right? But if you want to be a change maker, this is how the change happens. You dig? But man, let me get off that. box, bro. I mean, because it gets you. You get what I'm saying? When you see people grinding and you're like, yo, that's good, you know, or what they say, I pray for you.
Yes.
Yo, for real.
Thoughts
What
and
they
prayers.
say, hey, listen, hey, you can't deposit those right on. Hey, and listen, prayers without work is what? You dig? So come on, let's be real with it. And as a matter of fact, what do you have to say about gatekeepers? We had this conversation one-on-one. All right, come on, let's do it, right? We gonna do it. But what do you say about those individuals that you know all they got to do is, you know what I'm saying? All they got to do is send a text or whatever, and they are in your space. How do you feel about those individuals?
3 words. God bless you. God bless you. If you're keeping the gate isn't for me. You know, information flows freely through the hands of people who have nothing to hide and nothing to hold. And if you are not willing to be an open book of information for a person that is in your same industry, if you are not willing to have conversations because you think that we are in competition, you have the mindset of a person that I don't want to align with anyway. There are so many people out here that need to be served, that we should not be fighting over what we think are scraps when we have abundance. There are just people who have not met us yet. There are people who just don't know. And being in business for 10 years, there are literally people who still don't know about my organization because of gatekeeping. And because people don't want to share because they're all fighting over the same kids, which is absurd. And so I really changed the structure of the organization this year to focus on the babies, because nobody's fighting over 3rd and 4th graders, to really build the foundation of the organization so that they can grow through in our program and come on out the pipeline on the other side. I have no time to fight, because a fight for me is different. I'm not fighting over kids. I'm fighting for lives. I'm fighting for impact. I'm fighting for change. And so if your thing is, I just want enough kids in here to pay the bills, and I just want enough kids on the team so we can make a whole bunch of money, our alignment is not the same. As you said, it's not about the money, it's about the mission. And so they can keep their gate, because I know that from this live, from this clip, from this audio, everywhere that it's going to reach, I've already prayed that it will reach the ear of the person that needs to hear the story, that will be in alignment with me without competition.
Dig that right on.
So I got a question about volleyball in particular, right? Why volleyball? Why is volleyball the vehicle for your mission? What is it about this sport that resonates with life lessons in your view?
You know, when you work with people, you can tell who has been on a team and who hasn't. This thing gives you discipline and skills. I wrote a pamphlet because I've spoken before in different clinics about life beyond the court. If I can teach you how to work with people you don't know, if I can teach you how to do intricate skills and drills and deal with challenges and the weight of success or the weight of learning while losing, and I can do that through this vehicle, that's why I chose it. I played basketball my freshman year, but I didn't gravitate to basketball like I did to volleyball. Volleyball gave me something special, and the people who've played it know once you play it, it stays in your heart forever. It's exciting. It's growing. We have teams now that are professional in the States. So opportunity is climbing in this industry. We don't even have professional basketball in the Midwest, in this area, in this city. We would get a volleyball team here faster than we would a basketball team. And so the opportunities for girls and for boys volleyball are off the charts at this point. And they're really focused on boys because they really need more, because this whole industry is the pipeline to the Olympics. How do we get kids to the Olympics if we can't get them in the gym in 3rd and 4th grade or 5th grade? So the goal is to get as many people as possible access to the industry to get to the end goal, if that is your end goal. If not, there are more scholarships in volleyball that are happening right now for both boys and girls.
See, I don't think people know that. Okay, I don't think people realize that you can still get scholarships. And as a matter of fact, I was having a conversation with a brother of mine, good friend, but we were talking about different scholarships. Like there's bowling scholarships in high school, golf. You get what I mean? So many different things, but I think regionally, when individuals are only focused on the top three, right? You got basketball, football, and track. You get what I'm saying? There's other things. You get what I'm saying? That's going on with that. Yep. And so, but no, I'm glad that you said that. What you was about to say, Herm?
I mean, as culturally, that's what we've been drilled. That's our sports. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And you know, I just happen to be amazing at all those sports, but I'm pretty good at volleyball too. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I was looking for the button.
There it is. No.
What you mean?
All right. We gonna do this. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, whatever this brother says, okay. And as a matter of fact, feel free to follow this young man. He does acrobats. I think he tried to do set up a match with Tyson, and he was betting on himself. You understand? On himself.
At this day and age, Tyson is not
day and age. He says Tyson. He will put a mud. Okay, moving on. Right on, ladies and gentlemen. So, look, here's a question for you, though. Serious note, because I do appreciate this. As we had our conversation prior to the show, so, man, you not only have been doing this for 10 years, but you talked briefly about the alumni of coaches, or students or young ladies that you work with. So can you share what it feels like to coach girls that you once coached, but they come back, right, to invest in the next generation? How does that feel?
It's a blessing for it to come back full circle. One, it's confirmation for me that I have made a lasting change, that I have made an impact in their life, and that I have ensured that it is always possible to get access to me. And I've always told my girls, whatever they've needed, they're always able to come to coach. If I don't know it, I'll find it. If I don't have it, I'll get it. And I like to put money in their pockets, but it's not just girls, because I've coached boys as well. And so some of my coaches that played for me that are men are coaching for me now. And it's just a blessing to be able to make a financial impact in someone else's life. That's one of the other reasons why my goal is to get a facility. It's not just for me to be able to have a big facility and a name and lights and stuff, but how many people can I employ? Because the quote is, those who deploy themselves employ others.
Hold on, wait.
And
say that one more time for those that's kind of slow in processing.
This is from Dr. Miles Monroe. Those who deploy themselves means you go out there and you do what you're supposed to do. You get into your purpose. Those who deploy themselves employ others.
See, people don't understand that concept, Herm.
Right.
Bro, they don't get it. Like, it ain't about you. Hold on, wait. Look, hold on. Let me make sure my mic. It ain't about you. You know what I'm saying? It's not about you, family. It is not about you. What are you really doing? What is your why? You see what I'm saying? So no, shout out to you about that. And for that, it is not about you. If you really get in it, you're going to see the things change around you. People's lives change. Ultimately, that's why we're here. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't a doggone. Go ahead, bro. I felt that.
With the kids today, you work with kids all day. You're at school. You're in the school as a librarian. You're in the school working with kids. Then on top of that, you're a coach, and then you also have your club. So I'm gonna say that you're pretty much an expert on kids, right? Dealing with so many from all kind of different backgrounds. With these kids today, with attached to their phones and everything coming through their phones, which I feel like a lot of it makes kids a lot more socially awkward than, I don't know how old you are, but like, especially when me and Seth was, when we didn't have that stuff. You know what I mean? We had to actually go up and talk to each other.
Absolutely.
How do you motivate these kids? And because you talked about a lot of things about their confidence. I feel like kids today are a lot less confident than we were because they don't know how to do face-to-face interaction as much as we did. You know what I mean? So how do you build on their confidence and their social skills with the challenge of the phone and social media?
So I'm gonna tell you that I'm anointed to do this. I don't allow phones in practice. I don't allow phones in tournaments. It's cultural. And so even when new people come into the organization or people have come into the camp, the girls hold everybody accountable because they understand that the standard is for constant interaction with each other, because you don't get a lot of opportunities for team building. You know, people live in different homes. This is a different time. We're not doing sleepovers and stuff like they used to do back in the day. And so when we are at tournaments, you're engaging in conversation with your teammate when we're not playing. There's not a single reason a phone should be out. And I know they like to do a TikTok real quick or dance real quick, but it still needs to be together. When I do my camp, the girls have to turn in their phone at 9:00 p.m. And if there's an emergency or an issue, the parents know to call me. And I set that precedence in advance because interaction and in-person communication is paramount. And it's a skill you have to learn in my presence. It's not even optional, because what are we doing if we're not getting back to some of the fundamentals that have us where we are today? And so to your point, I grew up the same way that you did. We had to remember phone numbers. We had to look people in the eye and have conversations. You couldn't walk with your head down and ignore people. And I know that that is a challenge. And once I saw that challenge, I embedded that in the program. I truly asked God not only to give me the people that he wants me to have, but to give me a way to help them and to identify the things that they need. And so those things are mitigated when you come here, and it's already understood.
No, that's dope. And I love that. Thank goodness too. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, we got the famous, we got the famous Coach MyKeia.
MyKeia.
I just said MyKeia. I don't know what I was looking at. But no, seriously, we do appreciate you here for being here and sharing the word. And for those of you that are seriously just tuning in, or those that have been on, you will be able to not just know, but feel that this is a faith-led woman organization and club. So faith is the key, right? Faith is the key. Faith is the key in the value of your club. So how does it guide your leadership and the mentorship you provide to the young ladies in your program?
You know, I told you that I stepped out on faith. And I just truly believed that what has been inside of me, what's been poured into me from the mentors that I was destined to pour. I've just been surrounded by too many amazing people to hold that in and not share it, because it was valuable for me. Getting back to the village concept, we've gotten so far away from it as a community because of whatever has happened and taken place. And it was pre-COVID. The village was gone pre-COVID. So COVID just put an additional strain on village. But I asked God to create a village, a full circle community around that the people who would need to pour into me could pour into me, and I could pour into the girls, and vice versa, because some of the parents need to be poured into. Right. And so I have been mentored by both male and female business owners, mental wellness coaches, and the like, so that I could be the person that I need to be to fulfill the destiny that I'm required to do.
No, that's beautiful.
So
it's only by faith.
So my question is, say you get double your funding, like this, everything works out, you get what you need.
Yeah.
What are the changes people would be able, like, how would you put that to use? You've been doing this 10 years. Where would that double funding go? Like, what impact would that make?
Yeah, so I said earlier, the first thing that I would work on immediately is the operation costs, the cost of the tournaments. You know, when I first started, tournaments used to be $100, and inflation hasn't just hit your grocery store, it's hit my door. So tournaments now are $250 or $275. I just got an email from a tournament director that I work with all the time, who always asks me for teams. And he said, by the way, the cost has gone up. And I don't know if it's because the rental spaces have gone up, but everything is higher. The big tournaments that we used to go to a few years ago, maybe $400 or $500, now they're close to $800, almost $1,000. And so those costs have got to be mitigated for the parents. They need to be lower. So between rental fees and tournament fees, those are the first things that I would decrease in the fees for all of my clients.
Okay.
See, that's dope. And so that's another thing, y'all. what I appreciate is the fact that with this organization and with her transparency, you know where the money's going. Look, don't y'all appreciate the churches that have conversations, right? They give you the word, you know what I'm saying? But once a quarter, you're going to have a no kidding business meeting. Like, hey,
Absolutely.
this is what's going on with your tithes, with your offerings. This is how much money that we're paying into the mortgage. Hey, this is the building fund, right? But this is what it looks like. So, friends, I want y'all to understand that this transparency is imperative for individuals to know that this is an organization that you can trust. That makes sense. And it's important that if you can feel it, that's something that you can communicate to your children. And this is why this is a viable program for individuals. So before we go, we've got a little less than 10 minutes, but what I want you to share very briefly is the impact to the children when they go home on the weekends or after the club and after the camp. Do you mind explaining a small testimony of what that looks like and how the parents feel impacted from them actually coming back home?
Yeah, so at the camp, when you come to Camp Mom, there is an eating regimen and a lot of different things that require discipline and structure. And so one of the things is like there's no soda, there's no juice and candy and junk food. Like you have to eat healthy carbs, fruits and veggies, lean proteins, water. You can hydrate with, Gatorade, what have you. But so whatever you do at 28 days, it becomes a habit. So the kids that leave the camp have asked their parents to take them to Monk's Mound because they've gotten so used to going up and down the mound that they want to continue to do it. So now mom and dad got to get up off the couch and get out of the house, or they've asked them to take them to the gym. And even just recently, because I've been training at Planet Fitness, because I do private training, and they had free memberships for kids for the summer, like high school and up, parents have gotten memberships at the gym. Because I'm training their children. I don't just impact the life that I see. I'm going to impact the household. Dietary changes have happened in the household. And one really big one is one of my kids, Alexa. She hasn't drank any soda since 2021.
Nice.
Wow. Because look, those of you that know, there's so much sugar up in that thing. Loads of it. Loads of it. What you think about that though, Herm?
Well, I really want to thank you, Coach MyKeia, for coming on to this show and, really allowing us to get the word out there as well, because this is what, when we talk about like our podcasts and whatnot, these are the kind of missions, these are the kind of clubs, these are the kind of things that we want to highlight, because this is pouring back into the community. And so, I just really hope that you continue doing this, and that the next thing I hear is, just more successes coming your way, because this is worthy. You know what I mean? This is worthy because our kids are our biggest investment. That's where our investment should be.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Hopefully you don't find the rock. You don't get married to the rock, so you can continue doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? I know
that moment has passed.
Yeah, hopefully that's over with. You keep doing what you're doing, but thank you for coming on to the show. If you need somebody to come on to your camp and show kids how to spike the volleyball, I think I still got a few good jumps in me.
Hold on, bro. I don't think Hold on. Wait. Somebody said something that you have been doing here recently.
Oh, hey, big shout out to Seth real quick too.
Listen,
one of our
this is what it is. This dude has been going on this app, y'all. Listen, now he can sing, now he can dance. Okay, hey, now he can do all the things that his what is it, grand gesture or
this ain't about me.
Listen, AI's a mother, ain't it? It's the devil. But guess what?
AI, man, all that stuff is real. What are you talking about?
I see this dude jump out of an aeroplane with some omelets in his hand. You dig what I'm But no, straight up. No, but seriously, look, I do appreciate you being on. Hey, everybody, y'all give her a round of applause. As a matter of fact, chime in if you think we should do a part 2 of this. Chime in with part 2, y'all. Chime in, because no, seriously, what we want to do, outside of just having individuals on, we like to bring them back, right? And not just that, we will be very, very appreciative to have a parent on, right, with you to kind of talk about, yo, this is why it's important. This is why we should have this program. This is what she's done in my home. And this is how you're able to help, because look, it's more than just the financial, the support. You may need some other mentors there to help talk to these kids like, yo, look, hear your vision, but then also communicate it different ways, right, in your program. So whatever we can do, y'all, to be a part of this change, let's go on and do this. So look, I want to give you an opportunity to communicate, you know, any message that you want people to know specifically from you. You got it.
Yeah. So first of all, I just want to say thank you both for having me on. I truly appreciate it. I can't express my gratitude enough just to be able to share with people something that is so near and dear to my heart, that goes beyond the sweat and the late nights and the stress and the pain, but that truly lifts me and continues to keep me in purpose. You all have the opportunity to connect with me on social media at Coach MyKeia, on all social media platforms. You can send me a DM to ask me how it is that you can be involved or how you can get engaged in whatever it is that we're doing and find ways to support. You can come to tournaments, cheer our kids on, make the loudest noise that you can, especially when we're around here locally. Even your time is an amazing investment that we would appreciate. This program means more to me than just putting a sport in place in a community, because there are sports everywhere. But this I know is a divine assignment that God will continue, because he who began a great work shall continue until it's completed.
All right. That's what it is. Hey, Herm, bro, check it out, man. So I got it. I felt the itch. I think it's coming, man. And my auntie, I think this is a challenge. We've done it before. We haven't done it in a while. What you think, bro? Having a like a Lion's Heart, doing a Lion's Heart campaign for, you know, for a time frame to do a donation.
It's been a while since we did that. Yeah.
It's been a while. You bought it? You think it? Wait, hold on. No, wait, you bought it?
I'm bought it.
You bought it?
I represent.
Man, okay. All right, y'all. Listen, it's official. Whew. All right, I'm gonna set this up right after the gym and after getting some sleep. But no, real talk. Everybody that is listening right now, make sure you're sharing this information. We're going to do a campaign internally, all right, for her, and we're going to present it to her and the kids. I don't know how we're gonna do it. We're gonna have to get Herman. No, as a matter of fact, his helicopter go drop him in with the omelets right on. But we're gonna make this. We're gonna make this thing happen. Seriously, you about that, Herm? Though, what you think?
The only thing I ain't like you talking about after the gym. So I don't know when you go to the gym. So I don't know when it's going to happen.
That's why I can't stand you. Listen, hey, that's why we got good people like you know. We got my kid, but then we also got haters like you.
And I bring the gym up. You know what I mean?
I'm glad I got the balance. God,
let's do it though, man. I feel honored to help this club out, man. I think that it's only right.
No, seriously, I think it is, and no, this has seriously been an honor, though, Coach. I appreciate you. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yo, and the community appreciate you, right? They've been showing up, and we appreciate y'all, right? Yeah, got some.
I've seen all my people come through. I'm so grateful. Thank you all your comments, your reactions, your responses. I owe you a debt of gratitude. I love you all for showing up for me the way that you do. Some of you all show up in the background that people don't even know the things that you do, the tables that you work. My mom, my Aunt Dorothy, my sister, my niece. I mean, they help with paperwork. They've cleaned facilities. They've made sure bathrooms were in order. They've worked tournaments. They've worked, because I've ran tournaments before, they've worked concession stands. Like, they have truly been the village that has kept me going forward. And I am so grateful for my family and my friends.
Right on. All right, y'all. So, hey, keep your ears close to the ground, y'all. It's going to be more information. Make sure you're subscribed and that you're following, because when the word gets out, we're going to need y'all help. All right, we're going to need your help to get this word out here. And by the way, it's not just in this area. So if you know somebody, just like our viewers are all over the world, if you can give. right? And then we're going to create a platform so you can give just more than just finances. All right. But we're going to help her on out. And we do appreciate y'all. We appreciate everybody that's been listening. And so we're going to be here again pretty soon. But in the meantime, in between time, look, y'all take care of yourself and each other. Hey, Coach, you stand by. Don't go nowhere. All right. But we're going to see y'all soon. Later.